Looking for a reliable smart switch or one not requiring a neutral wire to install? Let's check out the Lutron Smart Dimmer Starter Kit today. Hi, this is David of Tech for Baba. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, let's check out what Lutron's Smart Dimmer Starter Kit comes with, install it, and see if Lutron's different take on the smart switch with the hub is worth the higher price. The starter kit comes in this paper box that's completely taped up. Have to break it in order to open it for theft protection. Good thing the plastic case inside could be opened with much less trouble. The kit comes with a smart switch with a wall plate attached, a Pico wireless remote, a smart hub, its power supply, screws and wire caps for installation, an Ethernet cable, and a quick installation and user guide in different languages. Let's look at the Smart Dimmer switch first. The Lutron Smart Dimmer switch has a unique layout of buttons compared to a conventional dimmer switch. By the way, if this look isn't for you, Lutron finally introduced this new smart switch with a traditional paddle switch look, which I'll review next. Subscribe to the channel and come back for that video. In any case, this particular Caseta model, PD6WCL, has 4 main buttons: on, off, brighter and darker buttons in the center. If you look carefully, the brighter button has a little raised triangle, so it's easier to feel which button is which. There are intuitive icons printed on the buttons too. There's a row of LEDs on the side for status, and this hidden pull tab on the bottom of the switch to remove power to the light socket for bulb changing. On the back, there are just 3 wires. 2 black wires for connecting to either load or line wires, and a green wire for ground. Most smart switches also requires a neutral wire to work, but this one does not, which makes it more compatible with older homes here in the US. Like other smart switches, the back of the switch does take up more space than a non-smart one, so the wires will need to be pushed more into the box to make room. I'll show that later in the installation. Another big difference about these Lutron switches is the need for this smart hub or smart bridge for the smartness or wireless features and app to work. Many smart switches like the TP-Link Caseta switch I've reviewed does not need a hub since they just connect to the home Wi-Fi. I'll put a link to that video here and in the description below if you want to check it out next. The reason for needing this smart hub is Lutron switches don't rely on Wi-Fi for connection. Instead, it uses Lutron's proprietary protocol called Clear Connect over a 434 MHz radio frequency, much lower frequency than Wi-Fi's 2.4, 5, or 6 GHz frequencies. Therefore, Lutron's Clear Connect has a longer range with less interference. This is one of the main reasons why connection with these Lutron switches is so reliable. I like how it's a very small box that doesn't take up a lot of room. It's white and measures about 2 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches and just a bit over an inch thick. There's a thin indicator light that goes around the hub on 3 sides. In the back, there's an add button, micro USB port for power, and an Ethernet port. It does not have Wi-Fi, so it must be connected to the router with an Ethernet cable like this one included in the kit. Okay, enough talking. Let's get the smart switch and hub installed and try this kit out. I'll replace this dumb or traditional, not so smart one-way Lutron dimmer switch with the Smart Dimmer switch. It controls these lights above our dining room table. As always, shut off the power to the existing switch by turning off its circuit breaker before working on it. I'm not an electrician, but I think the installation is straightforward for most of us who have done a little fixing up around the house. But when in doubt, check with an electrician you trust. Once the breaker to the switch is turned off, it's good to double check that at the switch with a voltage tester too. Start by removing the faceplate of the existing switch, usually just 2 flathead screws to remove. Then remove the old dimmer switch by unscrewing the 2 screws holding it down. This old dimmer switch has 4 wires: load, line, travel wire for a 3-way setup not used here, and ground. No neutral wire. Let's remove these wires from the old switch. The Caseta Smart Dimmer switch also doesn't use a neutral wire, so keep it capped and push it back into the box. Then connect these 2 black wires, one to the low wire and the other to the line wire with the supply wire nuts. For this Lutron Smart Dimmer switch, it doesn't matter which one is connected to which. Lastly, connect the green ground wire to ground, which is usually a bare copper wire like this one. If I'm installing this switch next to another switch, these sections on the side can be removed to fit 2 or more switches next to each other. Since this location just has this one switch, I don't need to do that. Again, these smart switches do take up more room in the back, so the wires have to be pushed in further to make room for it. Make sure the switch is aligned and tighten the switch with these 2 screws. The kit comes with this nice 2-part cover plate. Align the inside adapter and secure it with the 2 screws. Then just pop the top plate on it. It's nice and clean. No screws are showing in the front. Turn the power back on and the smart switch should work just like a traditional dumb switch. I can turn the light off, like how it dims the light slowly before turning it off, and on. Make the light dimmer by holding down the darker button. Make it brighter by holding down the brighter button. Now, to make this dimmer switch smart, we need to plug in the smart hub and install the app. Once the smart hub is plugged in, the light ring will light up. Once the light ring turns solid after some time, it has connected to the internet, got the latest firmware, and it's ready to be paired with the app. The app for the Lutron switch is called the Lutron app. Once installed and signed in, adding the switch is very quick. Once added, the app can monitor and control this light switch from anywhere with an internet connection. I can group multiple switches together, set scenes, schedules, geofencing to turn the light on when I get home and off when I leave. The smart switch can also now be added to Alexa, Google Assistant, or Apple HomeKit. Lastly, the included Pico wireless remote works just like the switch. It's small and sleek, about 2.6 inches by 1.3 inches, and just 0.3 inch thick. It runs on a flat CR2032 battery, which can last about 10 years and communicates with the same reliable Clear Connect low radio frequency. There are the same buttons, on, off, brighter, darker, with an additional preset button in the center. It's completely wireless, comes with adhesive in the back so I can stick it anywhere, and turn this light into a 3-way switch light without any wiring. Lutron also sells various mounts for it, such as the wall mount, wall box adapter, desktop pedestal, even a car visor clip. When I started looking into Lutron's smart switches, I had 2 main concerns. One was the high price, the other was the need for a hub. For $99.95, the Lutron Caseta Smart Dimmer Switch Starter Kit is not the most budget-friendly option out there. However, compared to all the other cheaper options I've tried, the Lutron Smart Switches have been the most reliable for me using the hub with radio frequencies instead of Wi-Fi. Now, I think the cheaper Wi-Fi switches are still good options if budget is the main consideration. But as much as I love bleeding edge technology and enjoy tinkering and hacking, I want my smart home tech, since they will be used by my wife and kids, to be rock solid and just work. I don't want to have to worry about our light switches working every single time I turn it on or off. The Lutron Smart Dimmer switch is responsive and has not lost connection once. The required hub also allows the switch to work seamlessly with all the popular home automation platforms: Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple HomeKit, and more. Ecobee, Sonos, Hunter ceiling fans, Ring, SmartThings, Logitech. Yes, it's more expensive and requires a hub, but it's also the most reliable and compatible smart switch I've used. By the way, if you prefer the smartness in a more traditional paddle style switch, I'll be trying out Lutron's new Diva smart switches and more Lutron products, so subscribe to the channel and come back for those videos. What smart switches have you tried? Which one are your favorites and why? I'd love to learn from your experiences in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you find any part of this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you want to see more videos on how technology can enhance our life with kids and family, subscribe and check out this video next. I'll see you in the next one. Remember to cherish each moment. Thanks to Lutron for sending these out for me to try and share with you.